What's up, Carnivore crew? Welcome back to Carnivore RX. Today, I'm solving one of the biggest challenges we face on carnivore and keto. How do you make bread without any flour, without any grains, and staying 100% carnivore? Well, I've got the answer for you. These are carnivore cloud breads, and they're about to change your life. Light, fluffy, golden brown little buns that are perfect for sandwiches, burgers, or just eating on their own with some butter. Zero carbs, packed with protein, and they taste amazing. We're making these with just 3 main ingredients: egg whites, shredded cheese, and salt. That's it. You can add some spices if you want, but the base recipe is incredibly simple. These take about 5 minutes to prep and 12 to 14 minutes to bake, and you'll have a batch of perfect bread replacements that are completely carnivore approved. Stick around because I'm going to walk you through the technique for beating egg whites to stiff peaks, show you how to fold in the cheese without deflating everything, talk about the incredible benefits of carnivore, and give you lots of ideas for how to use these versatile little breads. Let's get started. All right, let's talk about our ingredients. This recipe makes about 6 to 8 cloud breads depending on how big you make them. First up, egg whites. 4 large egg whites. Now, you might be wondering what to do with the yolks. Save them. You can use them for the chocolate cookies we made in another video, or just scramble them with butter for breakfast. For this recipe, we only need the whites because they're what create that light, fluffy texture when we beat them. Egg whites are pure protein, virtually zero fat, zero carbs. They're perfect for this application. Second, shredded cheese. 1 cup. I'm using a good quality cheddar cheese here, but you can use mozzarella, Monterey Jack, Parmesan, or any cheese you like. The cheese adds flavor, fat, and helps bind the structure together. It also gives these breads a slightly savory, cheesy taste that's absolutely delicious. Make sure you're using real cheese, not the processed stuff with fillers and additives. Third, salt. Just a pinch or 2 depending on your taste. Salt enhances all the flavors and makes these taste less eggy and more bread-like. It's essential, don't skip it. And fourth, optional spices. I'm using 1 tablespoon of garlic powder today because I love that garlicky flavor. But you can also add onion powder, Italian seasoning, black pepper, paprika, or any spices you enjoy. If you're doing super strict carnivore and avoiding plant-based spices, you can leave them out entirely. These breads are still delicious with just cheese and salt. That's it, 3 to 4 ingredients. No flour, no yeast, no complicated techniques. Just real food that creates something surprisingly bread-like. Now, why do these work so well for carnivore? Because the foundation is pure animal products. Egg whites and cheese are both incredibly nutrient-dense animal foods. You're getting high-quality protein, healthy fats from the cheese, and important minerals. These breads are virtually zero carb, which means they won't spike your blood sugar or kick you out of ketosis. Before we start, let's talk about equipment. You'll need a large mixing bowl. This is important because we need room for the egg whites to expand when we beat them. A hand mixer or a whisk. I highly recommend using an electric hand mixer for this because beating egg whites to stiff peaks by hand is exhausting. A rubber spatula for folding, a baking sheet or air fryer basket, parchment paper, and a spoon for shaping the breads. That's everything you need. One important note. Make sure your mixing bowl and beaters are completely clean and dry. Any grease or moisture will prevent the egg whites from whipping up properly. Also, make sure there's absolutely no yolk in your egg whites. Even a tiny bit of yolk will stop them from forming stiff peaks. Alright, let's make these cloud breads. Step 1. Separate your eggs very carefully. Crack each egg and separate the white from the yolk. Put all 4 egg whites into your large, clean, dry mixing bowl. Save those yolks for another recipe. Make sure there's no yolk at all in the whites. This is crucial for the recipe to work. Step 2. Beat the egg whites to stiff peaks. This is the most important step in the entire recipe. Start your hand mixer on medium speed and begin beating the egg whites. At first, they'll be liquid and foamy. Keep beating. After about a minute, they'll start to get frothy and white. Increase the speed to high and keep beating. After another minute or 2, they'll start to form soft peaks. Keep going. You want stiff peaks, which means when you lift the beaters out, the egg whites stand straight up and don't droop over. This process usually takes about 3 to 5 minutes total with an electric mixer. You'll know you're done when the egg whites look glossy, white, and hold their shape firmly. They should look like thick whipped cream or meringue. This step creates the structure and fluffiness of our cloud breads. If you underbeat them, the breads will be flat and dense. If you overbeat them, they'll be dry and crumbly. You want that perfect stiff peak stage. Step 3. Add the salt and any spices to the beaten egg whites. I'm adding a pinch of salt and 1 tablespoon of garlic powder. Gently fold these in with a rubber spatula. Use a folding motion, not stirring. You want to incorporate the spices without deflating all those air bubbles we just created. Fold gently from the bottom up and over, rotating the bowl as you go. This should take about 10 to 15 seconds. Step 4. Add the shredded cheese. Sprinkle your cup of shredded cheese over the egg whites. Now, here's where technique matters. Gently fold in the cheese using the same folding motion. You want to incorporate the cheese throughout the mixture, but you don't want to deflate the egg whites too much. Be gentle but thorough. Fold from the bottom up, rotating the bowl until the cheese is evenly distributed. This might take 30 to 45 seconds. The mixture will deflate a little bit, and that's okay. It should still be light and fluffy, just not as voluminous as before. Step 5. Shape your cloud breads. Line your baking sheet with parchment paper, or if you're using an air fryer, line the basket with parchment. Using a large spoon, scoop out portions of the mixture and place them on the parchment paper. I'm making mine about a 1/4 cup each, which gives you nice burger-sized buns. You can make them smaller for slider buns or larger for bigger sandwiches. Space them about 1 inch apart because they will spread slightly as they bake. Try to shape them into round mounds. They don't have to be perfect, but rounder shapes bake more evenly. You should get about 6 to 8 cloud breads from this batch depending on size. Now let's bake these. If you're using an air fryer, preheat it to 350 degrees Fahrenheit. Place your baking sheet or basket with the cloud breads inside and bake for 12 to 14 minutes. No need to flip them, just let them bake. You're looking for them to turn golden brown on top and feel firm to the touch. Start checking at 12 minutes. Every air fryer is different, so yours might take a little more or less time. If you're using a regular oven, preheat it to 400 degrees Fahrenheit. Place your baking sheet on the middle rack and bake for 12 minutes. Again, no flipping needed. They should come out golden brown and slightly puffed. The key is that golden brown color. If they're still pale, give them another minute or 2. If they're getting too dark, take them out. You want them cooked through but not burned. After baking, let them cool on the baking sheet for about 5 minutes before touching them. They'll be delicate when they first come out but will firm up as they cool. Once they're cool enough to handle, you can transfer them to a plate or cooling rack. While those are baking, let's talk about why carnivore is such a powerful way of eating and why recipes like this make the lifestyle sustainable and enjoyable. A lot of people think carnivore means giving up everything you love and just eating plain steak forever. But that's not true at all. Carnivore is about eating the most nutrient-dense, bioavailable foods on the planet, which are animal foods. And with a little creativity, you can make versions of almost anything that fit within those principles. Let me break down the major benefits of carnivore and why it works so well for so many people. First, complete nutrition. Animal foods provide everything your body needs to thrive. You're getting complete proteins with all 9 essential amino acids. You're getting highly bioavailable vitamins and minerals. Heme iron from meat, which your body absorbs way better than plant-based iron. Vitamin B12, which is only found in animal foods. Vitamin A in its active form, retinol, not the inferior beta-carotene from plants. Vitamin D, zinc, selenium, omega-3 fatty acids, especially from grass-fed meat and wild-caught fish, and fat-soluble vitamins like K2, which is crucial for bone health and cardiovascular health. Second, elimination of inflammatory foods. The standard modern diet is loaded with things that cause chronic inflammation. Seed oils like canola, soybean, and corn oil. Refined sugars and high fructose corn syrup. Processed grains that spike your blood sugar. And plant anti-nutrients like lectins, oxalates, phytates, and saponins, which can damage your gut lining and interfere with nutrient absorption. When you go carnivore, you eliminate all of that. You're eating food that your body evolved to digest and use efficiently. People report dramatic improvements in conditions like arthritis, eczema, psoriasis, IBS, Crohn's disease, ulcerative colitis, autoimmune disorders, and chronic pain. Third, metabolic health and fat loss. Carnivore is naturally low in carbs, which means your insulin levels stay low and stable. When insulin is low, your body can access stored fat for energy. You become fat adapted, meaning you run on fat instead of constantly needing glucose. This leads to steady energy throughout the day, no more crashes, no more hangry feelings. Many people lose significant amounts of body fat on carnivore without counting calories or feeling hungry. Your hunger hormones, ghrelin and leptin, regulate properly again, so you naturally eat the right amount for your body. Fourth, mental clarity and mood stability. Your brain absolutely loves running on ketones, which are produced when you're in ketosis or fat adapted. Ketones are a super efficient fuel for your brain. People report better focus, improved memory, less anxiety, better mood stability, and reduced brain fog. The healthy fats from animal foods, especially omega-3s, support neurotransmitter production and brain cell health. If you've struggled with depression, anxiety, ADHD, or just general mental fog, carnivore might be the answer. Fifth, digestive health. This might seem counterintuitive, but many people with severe digestive issues find relief on carnivore. When you remove fiber, which can be irritating to a damaged gut, and plant compounds that cause inflammation, your gut has a chance to heal. Animal foods are the easiest foods to digest. Your body breaks them down efficiently, and you absorb the nutrients with minimal digestive stress. People with IBS, SIBO, Crohn's, and other gut issues often see complete resolution of symptoms. And sixth, simplicity and freedom. You don't have to count calories, track macros obsessively, or stress about every meal. Eat meat to satiety, add some fat, and you're good. Your body tells you when it's hungry and when it's full. No more food guilt, no more complicated meal planning. Just simple, nourishing food. And recipes like these cloud breads? They make carnivore sustainable. You're not feeling deprived. You can have a burger with actual buns. You can make a sandwich. You can enjoy a breakfast sandwich with eggs and bacon between two of these breads. That's huge for long-term adherence. Now let's talk about the nutrition in these cloud breads. The entire batch, which makes about 6 to 8 breads, contains approximately 400 to 450 calories total. That breaks down to about 50 to 75 calories per bread depending on size. Protein is roughly 40 grams total from the egg whites and cheese, which is about 5 to 7 grams per bread. Fat is about 25 grams total from the cheese, which is around 3 to 4 grams per bread. And carbs are essentially zero, maybe 1 to 2 grams total from the cheese, which is less than half a gram per bread. If you add garlic powder or other spices, you might add another gram or 2 of carbs total, but it's still negligible. These breads are protein forward, which is perfect for carnivore. They're also incredibly light in calories, so you can have 1 or 2 without any guilt. They're filling because of the protein, and they give you that bread-like experience without any of the downsides of actual bread. Okay, let's talk about how to use these and some variations you can try. These cloud breads are incredibly versatile. First, burgers. Use these as burger buns. They're the perfect size and texture. Grill up a grass-fed beef patty, add some cheese, maybe some bacon, and sandwich it between 2 of these breads. It's a carnivore burger that actually feels like a real burger. Second, breakfast sandwiches. Fry up some eggs, cook some bacon or sausage, add a slice of cheese, and make a breakfast sandwich. These breads hold up really well and don't get soggy. Third, sandwich bread. Use them for any kind of sandwich. Deli meat and cheese, leftover steak, pulled pork, whatever you like. They're sturdy enough to hold fillings without falling apart. Fourth, just with butter. Toast one of these lightly in a pan with some butter until it's crispy on the outside. Then spread more butter on top and enjoy it as a side with your meal. It's simple, but so satisfying. Fifth, garlic bread. Make these with extra garlic powder, then brush them with melted butter and sprinkle more Parmesan on top. Pop them under the broiler for a minute to get them extra crispy. If you're super strict carnivore and don't want any spices, just make them with egg whites, cheese, and salt. They're still delicious. Storage is easy. Keep these in the fridge in an airtight container for up to 5 days. They're great cold, at room temperature, or reheated. To reheat, just pop them in the toaster or a dry skillet for a minute or two. They crisp up nicely. You can also freeze them. Place them in a freezer bag with parchment paper between each one so they don't stick together. They'll last for months in the freezer. Thaw them in the fridge overnight or at room temperature for an hour. All right, let's check out these cloud breads. Look at this. Perfect. They're golden brown on top, they've puffed up nicely, and they feel firm to the touch. Let me grab one and give it a try. Oh wow, these are so good. They're light and fluffy, almost like a cross between bread and a souffle. You can taste the cheese, but it's not overpowering. The garlic powder adds a nice savory note. The texture is amazing, soft and tender on the inside, with a slightly crispy exterior. And they're not eggy at all, which is what a lot of people worry about with egg white recipes. These would be perfect for a burger or a breakfast sandwich. They're sturdy enough to hold fillings but still light and airy. I'm seriously impressed with how bread-like these are, considering they're just egg whites and cheese. If you've been missing bread on Carnivore, this recipe is going to be a game changer for you. You can finally have sandwiches and burgers that feel complete without any guilt or metabolic damage. All right, Carnivore crew, that's it. Carnivore Cloud Breads. 3 simple ingredients, about 5 minutes of prep, 12 to 14 minutes in the air fryer or oven, and you've got perfect bread replacements that are 100% carnivore approved. This is one of those recipes you'll make over and over again because it's so easy, so versatile, and so satisfying. Now, if you love this recipe and want access to even more creative carnivore dishes like this, I've put together a complete carnivore recipe book with over 100 recipes that'll keep your meals exciting and delicious. We're talking breakfasts, lunches, dinners, snacks, and even desserts, all 100% carnivore approved. I've included the link in the comments below if you want to check it out. It's a great resource to have in your kitchen, and it'll save you hours of trying to figure out what to make every day. If you make these, let me know in the comments what you use them for. Did you make burgers, breakfast sandwiches, just eat them with butter? And what cheese did you use? I want to hear all about it. If you have other carnivore recipe requests, drop those in the comments too. I love hearing from you and making the recipes you want to see. If this video helped you out, smash that like button. It really helps the channel grow and reach more people who need this information. And if you're new here, make sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell so you don't miss any of our carnivore recipes, tips, and educational content. We're posting new videos every week to help you thrive on this lifestyle. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.